Have you ever had trouble organizing your schedule or frankly just keeping in sync with the rest of your family? Well, if so, stay tuned because I have a device called the Skylight Calendar that could be the perfect companion for you and your family. And I want to thank Skylight Calendar for sponsoring this video and sending over this device for me to show off to you. And let's jump right into it. What is the Skylight Calendar? So essentially it's a smart touchscreen calendar that helps keep the whole family organized with features like color-coded schedules, chore charts, meal planning, and customizable lists. So in this video, I'll take you through the Skylight Calendar and show you how all the features work, how the Skylight Calendar fits into my family's lifestyle, and then we'll explore some other use cases that might make sense for you and your family. Now, as soon as you turn the device on and set it up, you're greeted with this vibrant touchscreen displaying your calendar. Now, personally, my family likes using the calendar in the kitchen because that's just the area we frequent the most and are able to quickly see what we have going on, especially since every person's events and tasks are in different colors, which makes it really easy to see. Now, we use it in horizontal mode and sit it on the counter, but you can also use the calendar vertically and you can even wall mount it if you want to. And by the way, the one I have here is a 15-inch calendar, but they do have a 10-inch calendar and a 27-inch calendar in case those suit you better. And I'll go ahead and throw the QR code on the screen if you want to check those out on their website. And you can also click the link down below. Now, as you can see here, this calendar is pretty bare bones right now. I typically have a bunch of stuff on here, but we're going to start from scratch so I can show you how easy it is to set everything up. And so I can show you, all the features in use. Now, when you first plug in the calendar, it'll take you through the general setup process of connecting to Wi-Fi, making an account, all that kind of stuff. But once you've done that, you're going to be here on the calendar. We're going to start by adding some profiles to the calendar. Now, to add a profile, we're going to go to tasks on the left-hand side, click on that. Then we'll click the plus button here, and you can see I have all my profiles here, which I just have Jacob right now. We'll click add to add the rest of my family. So we'll go ahead and type in a name, and then you can pick a color. So we'll go with just a light blue for this one. Click add, and now just like that, we have two profiles. And I'll go ahead and add my dogs as well because I don't have kids right now. So we're going to add Finley first here. We'll give him green. Then we will also add Smokey. We're going to give him, purple. Why not? So now we have four profiles, and let's go ahead and add some tasks here. So click the plus icon again. You can see add tasks. So let's just say, Finley, he likes to bark. So let's go ahead and add bark as a task to him. You can even add an emoji here. Let's see, he likes to, bark at cats. So we'll put a cat emoji. There we go, a crying cat because the cat's sad that he's getting barked at. Now let's go ahead and click Finley. And you can also set it up as a chore or a routine. Now for barking, I would say routine because I'm sure our dogs like barking. So we'll go ahead and say repeats once every day. We can do it morning, afternoon, and night. We'll click add here. And sure enough, you can see our task there for morning, afternoon, and evening for Finley. Now let's go ahead and add a task to my profile as well. So we're gonna say take out the trash, and that's definitely gonna be a chore because I don't know. It's a routine, but I don't enjoy taking out the trash. So I'm gonna call that a chore. We'll say it repeats once a week. We're gonna put it out on Sunday because that's when I gotta take out the trash, and then we'll click on add here. And of course, it's not gonna pop up today because it's not Sunday, but we'll add one more chore. Let's go and make one called make the bed. And I'm gonna be a savage here and give that to Rachel. And let's say, repeats every day. Click add, and now you can see it pops up there. And let's just go ahead and let me give you an example of let's say Finley already barked this morning. You click check it off, and boom, there's some little sparkles and stuff. It's kind of cool. Let's go ahead and say he barked for all 3 times in the day, and now you're gonna get a big. Yeah, you complete all your tasks. You got ice cream flying across the screen. It's a nice little, it's a nice little emoji shower in case you got kids and they enjoy just seeing the completion of their work, and it's just a nice reward for them. So yeah, nice little touch. And now next up, you've seen the tasks. Let's go ahead into the calendar because this is a calendar, and let's go ahead and show you the different views to start with. So first of all, you click up here. You can change it to your schedule. So this is like a daily schedule where you can actually scroll through the time. And this is very useful if you have a ton of events going on across multiple people. You can scroll through, see that, from 10 p.m. to 12 or 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. somebody has a certain event or whatever, but we'll get into that in a second. But next up is our daily view. So you can see what we have going on specifically today. Then you can do it by week, which is obviously by the week. And then last but not least, by the month. And obviously as your calendar is in use, you'll actually see stuff on your calendar instead of the bare bones one like I'm setting up right now. But let's go ahead and add an event here. So let's say, I'm gonna play pickup basketball tonight. So let's go ahead and type in pickup basketball. Let's say we're starting at, 6:30. That sounds good, 6:30 p.m., not a.m. Let's just put myself. And you know what? Let's bring Smokey as well. So we can select both myself and Smokey, and he wants to, come and watch us play basketball. We'll click add there. And sure enough, you can see it pops up there. Let's go ahead into the week view. And there it is, pick up basketball for Jacob and Smokey. And let's add another event. Here, we're gonna say this one's all day long. So there's no specific time. It's just all day long. So we're gonna put on Saturday. And let's say that, Smokey wants to play fetch all day. He loves playing fetch. So we'll type in play fetch. And let's say that Smokey, he's just playing fetch by himself. He's gonna throw the ball to himself. So just Smokey himself. We'll click save. And there, as you can see, Smokey's got an event for playing fetch all day long. And then of course, again, if you want to change the view, you can change it to daily. and click on Saturday, and there it goes, pops up, play fetch all day long. Now guys, this is where things start to get really good. So far, I've just been showing you how to add things on the device itself, But you can also download the Skylight app, which will allow you to start doing a whole lot more with this device, including syncing events from your existing calendars like, Google, Apple, Outlook, and more. So let's go ahead and sync a Google Calendar. All right, so pull up the Skylight Calendar app. We'll click on the calendar you have linked. And you can see here we have a nice view of the calendar, tasks, rewards, lists, everything that you can possibly do on the calendar. And we're gonna go ahead and go down to sync online calendars. And now here you'll see all the calendars already on your phone. So I'll select the calendar I wanna link. And once you click on that, you can choose to do a two-way sync or a one-way sync. Now, personally, I choose a two-way sync so that basically I can put an event on the calendar and it'll sync to the cloud. And I can also put an event in the cloud and it'll sync to the calendar at the same time. So I think that's the most useful. So we'll click two-way sync and then click approve access. And once you approve that through Google, you'll click done. And it says your calendar should be synced in a few minutes, but realistically it's like seconds, because now we'll go back to our monthly view, maybe just our weekly view, and bang, we got a bunch of stuff already synced up. And another cool feature here related to adding events to the calendar is you can actually share this with loved ones, friends, family, whoever you want to have access to your calendar. So you go down to invite others, click on your calendar, and then click share device link, and you can send it to whoever you want to. You can also contribute to the calendar. So if you have 8 people in your family, you can send it to all of them. They can all add events and you can see other people's events. So it makes for a nice communal way for everybody to know what's going on in the whole family. And I'm personally a really huge fan of syncing all the calendars here in a pretty communal area of the house, because in the past, Rachel has written all of her events down on a paper calendar that she carries around. So I literally have no idea what she has going on unless I look at her paper calendar. But now with both of our schedules on the Skylight calendar here, it's very easy to see what she has going on so that I don't accidentally double book us for something and get in trouble. Now next up, guys, let's go down to the list feature here where you can, make a grocery list, you can make a to-do list, you can make any kind of list you want to. So let's make a list. I'm gonna call it what to do over the next hour. So we're gonna pick a random color here. I'm gonna say it's a to-do list. We'll click create list. And these are just things I wanna do over the next hour. So let's say finish filming the video. Then you click add. And then we'll make another random one like, I don't know, play Xbox. Click add. Then we'll click thumbs up, because I'm gonna give a thumbs up to the camera. And now that I'm done with that task, I can go in here and click done, and it'll cross it off. Like so. And guys, here's the cool part. The lists actually sync 2 ways in real time across the app and the calendar at home. So let's say we made the grocery list at home and we go to the store and we're like, oh crap, we forgot to bring this entire calendar with you, which you're not gonna do, but you have the app on your phone, right? So now all you gotta do is scroll down to lists, you'll click on your grocery list, and now you can see everything you need at the store. Now let's say somebody at home wants to add something to the list while you're at the store. Well, it's easy as just doing this. So watch this. Let's add rice to our calendar over here. We'll click rice, add, and then refresh on the app. And immediately it shows up and we can click done, and now it's gone. Now the list feature is actually super useful for us because we typically write our grocery list on a little notepad we have on the fridge, and I cannot tell you how many times we've just forgotten to bring the notepad to the store and have to try and remember the whole list. And of course, with the grocery list on the Skylight calendar, I can just open up my app in the store and see what's on the list. And frankly, I don't ever forget my phone at home, so it's not a problem anymore. Now I've shown you guys a lot of things you can do just by having this device here, but if you have a Calendar Plus subscription, there are a lot of other cool things you can do as well. So one of the coolest things you can use here in the app is the Sidekick Magic Family Assistant. So we click on this here in the app. So you can import events, which is turning PDFs, emails, photos, and more into smart events. You can also plan meals. You can also import a recipe. So like, let's say you have grandma's handwritten recipe card. You can take a photo of it, import it in, and it'll make it into a recipe for you, which is pretty sick. And you can also import a list of, basically anything. So let me go ahead and show you how to import an event here from an email. So we'll go ahead and select my profile. We'll click next. Then I'll click forward an email. And it'll give you all the details here. You put Jacob in the subject line. You forward the emails to this email here. And then it'll take that email and make the event all by itself. And so I went ahead and forwarded that email to my Skylight Calendar email address. And you can see it sent a confirmation back with the details about the 2 meetings I wanted to add. And you can actually see them already on the calendar over here, which they basically added almost instantly. You can see at 9:30 a.m. on the 24th, I have a meeting with Drayton. And then at 12 a.m. on the 25th, I have a meeting with Danny, which is not real, but just for a test here. And guys, another cool feature is meal planning. So I briefly talked about meal planning in the app, as you just saw, but there's also a meals tab here on the calendar itself. And you can see as I open it up, I've already meal planned for this entire week. So these 4 days have already passed, and these are what I ate at these times, for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And you can come over here, let's say, I don't know, I want to add a snack to Saturday. So click on snack. I already have some pre-made ones. You can also add more stuff. We'll just say I want to, I don't know, yogurt on Saturday for a snack. And you click on that and it'll populate right there. So it's easy to put it up on the wall. And let's say, you have a family of 8 people and your kids want to know what you're eating for dinner on Friday night. You can just put it on the calendar. They can walk up to it and be like, oh, we're eating tacos on Friday night. Cool. I know now. Or they can be like, man, I hate tacos. I don't want to eat tacos on Friday night. I'm mad at my parents. Yeah. Now there is another cool aspect to the whole meal planning feature here that's really useful if you can't decide what you want to eat. Let me show you. So back into our app over here, let's hop into the Sidekick tab and then click on plan meals. And let's say we want help planning dinner for the whole week because we just don't know what to eat. So we'll click on dinner here. Then you select which days of the week. We're going to select all here. And let's say, for example, we have 4 mouths to feed. Then you can choose if you want to do existing recipes, new recipes, or a combo of both. And another cool feature here, if you scroll to the top, you can put in some notes based on, dietary needs, ingredients from the pantry, or new cuisine. So let's just say we want Mexican for the whole week. So I'll type in Mexican here. Then we'll go back down. We got everything filled out. Let's go ahead and create a meal plan, and it'll do it all automatically for us. Success, your items were added, and as you can see, it got recipes for the whole week. So chicken enchiladas, beef tacos, and so on. And you can see it populated on our meal plan on the calendar as well. And let's say you don't like them, you can undo it, or you can go back to meals here and go ahead and plan the rest of your meals for the week. So it's just a nice way to plan your meals in case you're picky or you don't know what you want to eat. It can be hard to decide what you want to eat sometimes, so it's nice to have an option for it to just do it for you. Now guys, next up I want to show you the rewards tab here, which is very useful if you have somebody in the family that needs some motivation. So let's say your son Johnny needs some motivation to take out the trash every day. You basically give him stars for each time he takes out the trash, and you can use those stars to redeem rewards. And yeah, so it's a little bit of motivation there. And to start our process here, we're gonna go to the tasks tab here, and I'm gonna use Finley as an example. So let's go ahead and click on his task to bark, and we'll go ahead and edit that. And we're gonna assign some stars to this task. So let's go to, first of all, let's say he wants to bark in the morning, afternoon, and evening. And let's say each time he barks, he gets 5 stars. So we'll type in 5. Go ahead and save that there. And then guys, we'll go back here, click on rewards, and we're gonna set up a reward for Finley. So let's say he gets a treat after 15 stars. So we'll type in treat here. We'll give him a happy emoji because he's very happy to get a treat. We'll say that's 15 stars. Click on Finley down here, click add. And I can see it on the app and the calendar. So let's go ahead and enable this reward here. So we'll click on tasks. Let's go ahead and say he barked in the morning. There we go, got some stars, little emojis pop up, nice little celebration on your taskbar, which is a nice little thing to mention because for kids, this is a big thing. When they see sparkling lights, emojis, stuff, they like it and it motivates them. So we'll click on bark in the afternoon as well. Again, some stars. Click on bark in the evening as well. And now Finley should have 15 stars. So let's go ahead and go over to our rewards. And you can see he now has 15 stars, so he can redeem a treat. So we'll click on redeem, and boom, I'll redeem it, and you get a ton of stars just pop up on the screen again. So a little more motivation there for just your kid, your dog, whoever, maybe your husband, your wife, they need some motivation to do some chores. So get some motivation there. And now I can give Finley a treat for his 15 stars earned. So now that I've shown you how to use everything, here's a glimpse at how my family uses the calendar in our daily lives between the calendar, the chore chart, and the lists, particularly the grocery list. Now overall, I've got to say we find the Skylight Calendar very easy to use, and I mean, I think you've gotten a glimpse of that here in this video, and it has made our life so much more organized because frankly, it's easier to see what everyone has going on. And at a price point of under $300 for the 15-inch calendar, not bad at all. And of course this thing is great if you have a spouse, kids, parents, whatever, but I actually think there are some other scenarios where this device could be useful to you as well. Maybe you live with a roommate. I can see it being useful so you know when your roommate has stuff going on and vice versa. And also, we've talked about the home, but what about using this in an office environment? Like maybe throw it in the middle of a small office. I could even see my team using it here as a way to show our content schedule to everyone here in the office. So guys, if you're looking for a way to lighten your load and reduce the stress of figuring out your family's schedule and who's going to do what, take a look at the Skylight Calendar and see if it fits your needs to get organized here in 2025 with the best digital calendar. Use the link down below or scan the QR code on the screen to learn more about the 15-inch Skylight Calendar today.